Welcome back. You're still watching Nile Cruise, and the previous clip was prepared by Dina Hasabal. Now, despite hopes that women would be one of the prime beneficiaries of the Arab Spring, they have instead been some of the biggest losers, as the revolts have brought conflict, instability, displacement, and a rise in terrorist religious groups in many parts of the region. Women need a double revolution, one against the various dictators who have ruined our countries, and the other against culture that is discriminatory to women. That's why the Alliance for Arab Women has recently held a conference entitled Women and Social Security to face forms of violence against women and to stress the importance of the concept of social security, a very important topic to be discussed. And we're joined with political marketing research at the Canadian International College. Well, Sharif, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
First of all, I know that women were playing a very important and activist role during the revolutions and back ages ago. In your opinion, do you think maybe the election of President Morsi and what's happening in Egypt now and the Muslim Brotherhood era has had any major setbacks on the role of women? And to what extent is this true, or what do you think about this?
the role of Egyptian women in revolutions, not only at the last presidential elections, but we can say that it's from long years ago, since 1919 revolution. The Egyptian women played a role, and a main role in that revolution. We are used to that. But at the last elections, during the MBs, Muslim Brotherhoods, the women play a role, but there was indirect violence and towards them. They are not permitted. They didn't take an enough role to play it in the last revolution, as the percentage of the women in the last constitution was a small number, wasn't enough, and the woman that was at the last draft of constitution was not well presented as the right Egyptian women. They were not presented. They represent a different side of the Egyptian women, which is not us, which
not reflecting actually the Egyptian woman.
Yes. They reflect another thing, another culture, culture, which is not us. So we have to choose with certain qualities who is the woman who will represent the Egyptian women.
Yes, and do you agree that women are becoming the biggest loser after the revolution, and they need a sort of a transformation in the way they're perceived, the way they're dealt with, the way they're represented within political practices, and so on and so forth? Would you agree with this?
Yes, I agree that we are losing women in the political side, because we look at women as she's a woman. You are not permitted to work at that place because you are a woman. You cannot be a prime minister. We don't have ever in the Egyptian history a prime minister who was a woman. For example, who will manage all the ministers under her. But the woman can play a role in politics and can be a minister, can be a prime minister, can be a president also of Egypt, because a woman is a manager. In her life, she is a manager. She managed her life. She raised up men who became a minister and became a president. How couldn't she be a president of that state? She can be.
That's a very nice angle to look at.
Yes, that's very, very
They are
sensible.
the mothers of ministers. So
exactly.
And presidents. And presidents too.
Well, and let me take you now to the conference that was being held. And what is exactly meant by the social security that the conference was stressing?
The conference was on the 11th of November. It was headed by the head of the Arab Association Women, Dr. Hoda Badran. We discussed at the conference the indirect and direct violence against women, and also we discussed the different types of harassment. We discussed sexual harassment, we discussed conceptual harassment, we discussed all that, and what we seek for to set a strategy to increase the awareness of the Egyptian women, how to face that kind of harassment and violence, and to increase the awareness of that.
These kinds of threats that
Yes.
women are facing now.
Yes, we are facing everywhere, at work, at street, everywhere. Even if yeah, we have a conceptual harassment, the look that I look at to a lady
a
that
woman.
that you are a woman.
Is it true the report that was recently announced about the way the Egyptian women are treated? Egypt is becoming one of the worst. Is that true?
Sorry, again.
Recently, this week, there has been announced a report that mentions that Egyptian women in Egypt are the worstly treated among
Yes.
several other countries.
Yes, we are at that ranking. We are from the top first countries in badly treatment to our women among the whole Middle East countries. Great violence, crimes, a lot of violent attitude towards women in Egypt. Yes, so it's very true. But also, I would like to tell you from the things that we discussed at the conference. It's that the law of protection of women, we have to apply that law. We have a law, but we didn't apply it. Those laws must be applied. It must take its right.
Why aren't they applied?
Because
in your opinion?
the lady who had that situation feel ashamed to go and say that I have faced that situation, and her family too. So first of all, we have to increase the awareness of women and ladies and their families to come up and say that I have faced that situation and I want my right to be back to me.
It's the courage.
Yes.
Because it happens to women and they do not want to
Yes.
talk about it.
Yeah.
And well, coming back again, you mentioned the various kinds of threats and harassments that women are facing in Egypt now.
Yes.
Do you think these go back to political or social reasons? What exactly is the main reason that triggers these kind of threats, especially lately in Egypt?
First, it's a social reasons, and then political reasons, but mainly the culture of Egypt.
Social in sense
Yes.
of culture.
Culture of Egypt, and using different religious words, that they use those words in a different way and maybe in a wrong way to tell the woman, you must stay at home. You don't have to work, you don't have to go out to street, you don't have to do so and so and so. And using religious words to assure their wording, but it's not right. From a lot of years ago, the woman played a role in a respectable way. Also, I would like to tell you how to solve that problem. There is a campaign launched called Safety, and its slogan is I'm not a sheep girl. Those volunteers, the founder of that campaign is a young girl called Ghaida Sabri. She has collected, she and her friends made that campaign to go out to streets and schools, colleges, university, to talk to girls. You must defend yourself. You must defend yourself from everything you face. And they took that girls who are faced or
Who had any
yes,
sort of harassments or threats? Or
yes, and took them and they made a protocol with a coach, capoeira coach called Tiger, to learn them anti-harassment attitude to defend their own self.